Good evening, listeners of Lavender FM. It's your first lady, Lady M. I am here today to tell you about the first time that I encountered my stepmother's abusive ways. So, it was the 5th of July of 1999. I came back from school and found her sitting on the couch in the sitting area watching TV. I greeted her and I proceeded to go to my room to change my school uniform. I then went to her and asked her for food because I was hungry. For some reason, me asking for food got her angry and she yelled at me to come closer. When I got closer to her, she slapped me with the back of her left hand. Now that At that point, as a child, I was puzzled to what I did wrong and I started crying. She then proceeded to command me to go fetch a feather duster, which I did. And when I returned with it, she started hitting me all over my body, including my face. So my face was covered with bruises, and she never gave me food for that day. So I went back to my room, I did my homework, and I just sat in my room and cried. Until such time when my father returned from work, I ran to her as per usual, because every time when my dad came back from work, I would run and take his briefcase from him. So I did the same. And then when I got to him and hugged him, he noticed the bruises on my face. He never said anything to me, he never asked me what happened, but I think he knew that I was beaten by his wife. He then proceeded to go into the house, and later on, while they were in their room, he confronted her and asked her not to lay her hands on me again. But for me, that was like the wrong decision for my dad to do. I wish that he wouldn't have confronted her, because confronting her meant that I told my dad uri ndikutambudziwa and that ndoriwa, and which was not the case. My dad just happened to see the process. I then, in the morning, whilst I was getting ready to go to school, my dad left very early and I left after him. So in the morning when I was getting ready for school, she came and shouted at me for telling my dad, which I tried explaining that I did not say anything, but as a child, you are not believed, and I think she didn't want to believe anything that I said either way. So she took out a shambok and started beating me in the morning. She beat me from my waist down, and it got to a point where I got numb and I couldn't even cry anymore. I just stood there and let her beat me. After the beating, I had to get dressed and go to school. So that was the first time that I encountered her wrath. And I'm telling you right now, it was very scary for me, because I never thought that something like that would happen. But at the time, I really thought that maybe she was disciplining me for something, that maybe I did something to her. So, yeah. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. I'll see you again on the next episode. And this time I'm not going to tell you what I'll be talking about, but it's just a continuation of my life, and I hope that it changes somebody. So, see you next time. Ciao.